My entrepreneurial journey started when I was 14, not with a business plan, but with a broken iPhone and a problem I had to solve. I taught myself how to fix electronics and eventually build a business around it, becoming known as the iPhone doctor. Today, I do the same thing, but for much bigger and more expensive problems. I'm Dennis Nalja, partner at Amazon, and as the Webflow doctor, I help scaling companies diagnose and cure the biggest website pains, turning slow, underperforming sites into high-performing growth engines. Today, we're going to diagnose one of the most common and costly afflictions hurting growing companies, a slow go-to-market strategy caused by a sick website. You see the symptoms every day. Your marketing team has a brilliant new campaign, but the landing page is stuck in development. Your sales team needs a new case study to close a big deal, but it's going to take weeks to put up. Your company is ready to move at light speed, but your website is forcing you to crawl. This creates a painful tale of two speeds inside the organization, where your revenue generating teams are sprinting, but your website presence is stuck in the mud. Now imagine this. You're running a high performance logistics company like FedEx. Your entire business is built on speed, precision, and reliability. You have a fleet of brand new jets and an army of drivers ready to go. But your central sorting facility, the single hub where every package must pass through, is running on outdated 1980s conveyor belt technology. It constantly breaks down, it's slow, and there's only one person in the building that actually knows how to fix it. It doesn't matter how fast your planes are, the entire system is crippled by that one inefficient hub. Your website is your company's digital sorting facility. If it's slow, outdated, and requires specialists for every single task, it becomes a bottleneck for your entire growth strategy. Why does this happen? When me or my team diagnose a company's website bottleneck, it almost always comes down to two root causes. First, the technical debt, if they are on a legacy platform. When it comes to technical debt, you can look at it as this. Your legacy CMS, here drawn out, and wires coming out of the box. Your website's likely built on an older platform like WordPress or a custom system that is a tangled web of plugins and patches. A client once described the backend to me as the Wild West. Every simple change is a risk because you don't know what else might break. This forces developers to be slow and overly cautious. Misaligned resources. If you look at your legacy CMS website, your talented in-house developers are and should be focused on your core product, right? This is their highest value task. The website becomes a very low priority distraction. Or you're constantly relying on inconsistent freelancers you found on Upwork, as one of our clients, Leapbird, used to do. Either way, marketing and sales needs are always at the bottom of the list. Next thing you know, the dev is spending time with bug fixes correlating to the core product, but also dealing with bug fixes correlating to the marketing CMS, and then also whatever marketing needs for them to do very quickly. And these two root causes lead to a disastrous project management workflow. Let's draw out what management looks like in a typical bottlenecked organization. I call this the loop of despair. It starts off with marketing. They have an idea. And that idea goes into a ticketing system like Jira, becoming a dev backlog ticket. And it sits there ultimately for weeks because it gets done to the bottom, their task list, their to-do list, losing momentum. Now, when the developer finally picks it up, there's usually communication gaps. They weren't in an original marketing meeting, so they build what they think marketing wanted to see based on a poorly written ticket. And this happens with freelancers as well. They be asking the questions, but they need to get it done. They're already a little bit backed up. So they're just going to do what they think is best. Then this goes into staging for review. Marketing looks at it and says, this is not what we asked for. This triggers an endless loop of revisions and feedback between developer, the marketing team, and the developers on the project, communicating through email, Slack message, and Jira comments. The project manager spends all their time chasing people down, trying to translate back and forth, whoever on the marketing charge of the website with the development team. And this can potentially go on for weeks. By the time it finally launches, it is approved by marketing. It's late, it's over budget, and everyone is frustrated. And the initial excitement is completely gone. This entire process is built on the friction and delay. It's slow, it's expensive, and it kills morale. But it doesn't have to be this way. The good news is that this bottleneck is fixable. Curing it requires a strategic shift. At Ammo, we implement what we call the modern web ops framework. It's built on three foundational pillars. Pillar number one, the platform transplant. First, you have to get off your clunky, high-maintenance platform. Migrating to a modern, agile platform like Webflow is the foundation. Its clean architecture, intuitive CMS immediately eliminates the technical debt. This isn't about just a new look. It's about moving to a system that is inherently faster, more secure, and easier to manage. We saw this with our partner Algorithm, whose site speed absolutely skyrocketed and keyword rankings jumped almost 24% just by moving from WordPress to a clean Webflow build. Pillar number two, the system-based build. An expert partner doesn't just rebuild your website, they build a system. This is crucial and has two parts. First is creating reusable component and symbol for your navigation, footer, and CTAs. This makes future updates incredibly fast. Need to change buttons across 100 pages? You just add the master component once, and it's done in seconds. So therefore, you have your headings, you have your heroes, so CTA, you have your solution, you have your benefits, social proof, CTA, and footer, all connected to symbols and components that you can pull in and out of each project or across the whole entire site with a click of a button that are automatically designed to fit your brand style, goals, and unique ideas. The second and arguably the most empowering part of the system is a well-structured content management system, or CMS. And so following this structure and layout in terms of having different components and symbols, instead of having dozens of static and hard-coded pages, we build collections for your dynamic content, like blog posts, case studies, service pages, or even job openings or team members. We define each field once. You have the title, you have the image, you have the rich text, author, etc. And you all have that designed inside of one collection item structured on the CMS with different symbols and components built into them. And now to add, say, a case study, your marketing team doesn't need a developer. They simply just fill out a form in Webflow's clean, intuitive editor, hit publish, and a perfectly new design page is instantly created on the site. This is how you scale quickly with content, speed, and consistency. Pillar number three, the integrated partnership model. This is where project management transforms. Instead of a siloed process, we become your dedicated web operations team, integrated directly into your Slack channel. Now the process looks like this. A marketing idea comes directly into our shared Slack channel. It could be a simple message or a little video from your team. Our dedicated project manager clarifies the requirements in real time, and the task goes to our expert Webflow developers who already know your site inside and out. A draft is posted on the staging domain, often same day. Provide feedback and directly on the page use a tool, say like markup.io. We make the revisions, you get final approval, and launch. You go from idea, Slack, to build, to staging review, and launch extremely fast. We've taken the loop of despair and turned it into a streamlined asynchronous workflow that takes days or even hours. Our partner Pipedream said to us that being on our unlimited plan is perfect for a company like ours when things are moving quickly. We can just say, hey, Geet, we changed this, without actually having to worry about hours or tracking. When you implement this framework, you don't just get a new website, you get a new system for growth. You absolutely eliminate the bottleneck. Your marketing campaigns launch on time, your internal resources are freed up to focus on what they do best, and your website transforms from a source of internal friction to a powerful, agile accelerator for revenue. This is the difference between having a website and having a true web operations partner. If this bottleneck feels all too familiar and you're ready to build a web presence that you can finally keep pace with your company's ambition, I invite you to book a consultation with my team. In our call, we'll diagnose your specific bottlenecks and show you exactly how this framework would apply to your organization. Click the link in the description below to schedule your appointment with Ammo.